The Mutual Broadcasting System presents The Mysterious Traveler. Written, produced, and directed by Robert A. Arthur and David Coker. And featuring tonight two of radio's most distinguished personalities, Santos Ortega and Richard Cougar, in No Grave Can Hold Me.
This is the Mysterious Traveler, inviting you to join me on another journey into the realm of the strange and the terrifying. I hope you will enjoy the trip, and it will thrill you a little and chill you a little as we travel tonight into the world of shadows, from which no man may return, and we learn the story of one who does return. It's a story I call No Grave Can Hold Me. My story starts in a court of law, where a man is on trial for his life. The courtroom is tense, for the jury is out deciding a prisoner's fate. But the prisoner himself, a tall man with glossy black hair and piercing eyes, sits calmly with his lawyer, his daughter Nora, and his son-in-law Harry Wilson, waiting for the fateful verdict.
Oh, dear, I wish we knew. Father, I think the jury is coming in now. They say it's a bad sign when the jury is out for such a short while.
You need not worry, either of you. I shall be free.
I certainly hope so, Randolph, but... Well, you know, you did admit you killed Clemens.
Because he insulted me. He called me a mountebank, a charlatan, a trickster. He called the great Randolph a faker. So he died.
There they come. Oh, Father, I'm frightened.
All right.
Taking your places in the jury box now. They look awfully grim.
I repeat, have no fear for me.
Foreman of the jury, has the jury reached a verdict?
It has, Your Honor.
What is the verdict?
We find the defendant guilty as charged of murder in the first degree.
Oh, no, no!
They found you guilty.
The fools.
Before I turn you
They too think that I'm an impostor, a trickster. They shall learn different. If I die, so shall they.
The prisoner will rise.
Father, you to stand up.
The prisoner will rise.
Very well. I'll stand up, so that they will recognize my face again when they see it suddenly in the night.
Come with me.
And know that death has come to claim them.
Maximilian Randolph, you have been found guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree. It is the sentence of this court that you shall suffer the punishment of death on the night of June 6th at midnight. And may God have mercy on your soul.
You should... I expect you'll be one.
Visitor for you,
Of course.
Mr. Randolph.
Thank you, Guard Miller.
You can see him for only 5 minutes, Mr. Wilson.
Yes,
Of
all right,
course.
Guard. Hello, Randolph.
You take care now.
Good evening, Harry. I see that my guard Miller managed to get you in to see me.
Yes, he did. Time is so short that... Well,
I know. It is almost midnight. And at midnight, I die. But Guard Miller has become a good friend. I knew he'd arrange it.
Nora and I saw the governor this afternoon. He refused to do a thing.
It does not matter. What is death but a new garment for the soul to wear?
Nora's waiting outside. You said you didn't want to see her tonight.
That is as I wished. You were my assistant. We were very close, you and I. And now there is a last promise you must make to me.
Anything, Randolph.
When you receive my body, the empty husk of the great Randolph, bury it in a vault with a bronze door which faces east.
A vault facing east. Yes, of course.
The door must be locked with a padlock of bronze. But it must be possible to open it from the inside.
But
without using a key.
Randolph, you...
The coffin must be locked shut as well. But I must be able to open it from the inside.
Randolph, sure you're not serious.
I never joke. All this and one thing more. Promise.
All right, I promise.
When I am buried, beneath my head must rest a notebook bearing the names and addresses of the 12 jurymen who found me guilty, of the prosecuting attorney, and of the judge.
But why, Randolph?
So that I may know where to seek my vengeance upon them. The vengeance I have sworn, which must be executed before my soul can sleep.
Oh, Randolph, that's madness.
You disbelieve. So do they.
Pleasure doing business with you.
But in my
Take it easy.
studies, I have learned many things. And one of them is how to reach back from behind the dark curtain of death.
All right, time is up, sir.
Thank you, Miller. Goodbye, Harry. Just tell me one more thing. Is the full moon shining tonight?
Yes. It's a full moon tonight.
Good. And each time hereafter that it shines, one of my enemies will join me in death. And so the great Randolph went to his execution and was buried according to his instructions. After a few days, his case was forgotten. Forgotten by all but Harry Wilson, his son-in-law. Well, as the first month passed and the full moon again shone in the windows of his apartment, a strange restlessness possessed Harry.
Harry, what's wrong with you?
No, I'm sorry, Nora, but tonight, the night of the full moon, I'm nervous. I can't help it.
Oh, darling, you're not worrying about Father, are you? About his threat?
Yes, I am.
Oh, but that's absurd. Poor Father. Toward the end, I'm afraid he was suffering from delusions, and he was more than just an ordinary man. He wasn't entirely sane.
No, maybe not, but he was so sure of himself, so certain. And those instructions for the way he was to be buried. Oh, of course, I'm just being foolish.
Why don't you go out and walk for a while, Harry? It'll help calm you.
All right, I will. You want to come along? It's a nice night.
No, I think I'll stay here and read.
All right, I'll be back in an hour or so, dear. And if nothing happens tonight, I'll know that Randolph is just putting on an act.
But a little later, another man was also walking in the moonlight of a beautiful July evening. This one was short and stout. He was strolling homeward from a small poker party with his friends when in the dark shadows cast by the trees along the edge of the park, a tall figure stepped directly into his path. Just a moment, Adam.
Cheyenne, step.
Who are you?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Just to talk to you.
I don't want to talk to you. Get out of my
Not
way.
so fast, my friend. Look.
A gun. Say, what is this, a hold-up?
No, Adam. It is not the holder.
Then why are you threatening me with that gun? Why have you got the
Now,
scarf covering
see
your
the
face?
sarsaparilla
Because my
bottles on the
face
fence
has
there?
changed in the months since I was
Take this and try to hit a
executed and
couple of
buried.
them.
It's rather
That's the right
frightening
idea.
now.
What
I've
are
done
you
the same.
saying? Who are you, anyway?
You're
Try
beginning to
crouching down and
recognize
staying
my
still.
voice, aren't
I'll help you
you?
in.
You know who I am.
Nice
You
shot.
just don't
Well,
want
that's
to
a start.
admit it to yourself.
Tell you
Great,
what.
Randolph.
Whom you, as foreman of the jury, caused to be executed.
Oh, no, it's not possible. No one could come back from the dead.
No ordinary man. But the great Randolph has
No,
come back.
no, I don't believe it. This is a trick of some kind.
And is this a trick, Adam? Is it? Is it?
But Toby,
Is it?
Hello?
Hello, Nora. Is Harry there?
No, he's out for a walk. Who is this?
Don't you recognize my voice, Nora? Surely you heard it often enough.
Father. Oh, no, it can't be.
Strange how skeptical everyone is of me.
even my own
Hear,
daughter.
hear that up on the ridge behind me there?
It is you. What do you want?
I just want to tell Harry that I have claimed the first victim of my vengeance. Exactly on the stroke of midnight. The same minute when I died.
Oh, no, no.
And I wanted to warn him that he must do nothing to interfere with my plans. For if he does, I shall have to add him to my list of victims.
See? You're getting there. Should come with me.
No, Nora, he telephoned here. You wanted to speak to me?
Yes, Harry, just a little after 12. He said that he...
Yes, I know. I heard the news. I was in a restaurant having coffee, and it came over the radio. Adams, the foreman of the jury, was found strangled in front of his home.
Oh, but it's impossible. And yet it was his voice, Harry. Father's
Oh,
voice.
we've got to do something. Nora, I've got to find the others on that list. The other jurors, Baldwin, the district attorney, and Judge Dexter.
Yes, but he said if you tried to
I
interfere...
know, but that doesn't matter. In the morning, I'm going to District Attorney Baldwin. He'll believe me. He'll have to. Oh, but Mr. Baldwin, you've got to listen to me. You've got to warn the others. You've got to give them protection. Or they'll die, just as Adams did.
Winston, I'm a busy man. I have enough on my mind without having to listen to wild-eyed stories like the one you just told
Oh,
me.
but it's true. Randolph's instructions about the way he wanted to be buried, the notebook that I put in the coffin with him.
Mere theatrical mummery.
Holy moly.
Adams was the victim of an ordinary street mugging. That's all there is to it. I have to ask you to leave. I have more important things to tend to.
Mr.
Now,
Lloyd,
that was
you're
some
a
good
sensible
work.
man. You edit the biggest
One
newspaper
more
in this city.
thought I'm-
If you'll only print what I've told you, the
All right,
authorities
then.
will have to take some action.
We'll need a...
Wilson, my job is to
think
bring
now.
news for our readers, not
Bring
ghost
those on back
stories.
to me.
If
and
I
we'll
ran your story, I'd be fired tomorrow.
Then you don't believe me.
Tell you what I will do. I'll make a story for the Sunday supplement out of it.
Oh, that won't do any good. If it's in the Sunday supplement, people will just smile at it. When they see it there, they'll know it's just a story.
And I'm afraid there's no use in talking any further, Wilson.
All right, I'll go to other papers. One of them will have to believe me.
I don't advise it. You run a shop, don't you, selling tricks and magic apparatus?
Yes, that's right. Why?
Just this. Newspapers don't believe in giving free publicity, and that's obviously what you're after. Goodbye, Mr. Wilson.
I'm very sorry, Mr. Wilson, but Judge Dexter is unable to see you.
Oh, but, miss, did you explain to him what it's about? How important it is?
The judge said if you cared to write him a letter, he'd give the matter his consideration.
Oh, that's no good. I got to talk to him.
I'm sorry. He's leaving today for his vacation, and he won't be back for a month. Perhaps he'll be able to see you then, but he simply can't see you now.
None of them would listen to me, Nora. They either thought I was crazy or... But I wanted publicity. They all told me to forget it.
They're right, Harry. That's the only thing to do to forget it.
But, Nora...
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe Adam's death last night was just a coincidence. I'm sure Father had nothing to do with it.
Oh, no. He telephoned you. You heard his voice?
Well, I'm not sure now that I did. Maybe it was a dream, Harry. Maybe I just imagined it. So forget the whole thing. Please, Harry, for my sake, forget it. Oh, Harry, darling, it's no good just pacing up and down. Please sit down and try to relax.
I can't, Nora. I can't. Tonight's the second full moon since Randolph was executed. He'll be leaving his grave tonight, and someone else will die.
But, Harry,
There ought to be a guard over the vault he's buried in. Oh, no, that wouldn't do any good if he came back from the dead. He wouldn't be bothered by a guard.
Please, Harry, you've done the best you can. And if it is true and you go on like this, well, you'll be in danger, too.
I don't care. That list, Nora, the names on it were alphabetical. And Adams, the foreman, was the first to die.
What are you driving at?
The second name on the list is Baldwin, the district attorney. Baldwin. Wouldn't listen to me last time, but tonight he's got to. I'm going to his home now while there's still time. Mr. Baldwin, you are in danger tonight. I'm sure of it. Deadly danger.
No, you mean it, I'm sure, Wilson.
Yes.
I thought it
Let me
was
see
some
what you
kind of a
got.
gag before.
All
Now
right,
I can see
go.
you fully believe everything you've said.
Oh, then you will take precautions. At least for tonight.
Hey, that's
I've been
not
an
bad,
officer of
see?
the law for
All it
30
takes to
years.
make a recipe
I've
is
been
the right
threatened by a lot
ingredients
of
and the right know-how.
convicted murderers.
Some-
but not one of them has come back to get me yet.
But you don't understand. The great Randolph is different. He had powers that we know nothing about.
Perhaps, but I doubt it. Now, Wilson, I appreciate your warning, but I can't take it seriously. Really.
Then you won't guard yourself?
No more than usual. I'll lock the door presently. I'm sure that'll keep out any ghosts who may come this way.
Mr. Baldwin, please, it's almost midnight. At least let me stay with you for another hour.
I'm sorry, but I'm about ready to turn in. I expect to sleep well, too. Now, you go on home, do the same. Because nobody's going to be harmed tonight by the great Randolph spook. I guarantee it.
Oh, no, please, I wish you'd let me
I couldn't
stay.
think of it. Now, you can find your way out yourself, can't you? I'm sure.
Yes, of course. All right, Mr. Baldwin, I won't bother you any longer. Good night.
Good night, Wilson.
Done being nice. If you don't hand Ringo
he's
over
gone.
soon, I'm going to get my
poor
friends
fella
and we're
needs to see
burning
a
this town to the
psychiatrist.
ground. Got it?
Randolph ghost.
What do you...
I only hope I never have anything worse to be afraid of than that. Who's there?
None of you...
Who came in just now?
Rob,
Wilson, is that you again? Oh, my friend. It is not.
Well, you've been caught.
Who are you? What the devil's the meaning of this?
Looks like our little...
You don't
But-
recognize me, then? How can I in that
Some-
cloak with the collar pulled up over your face? That is to spare the world a sight that should
Problem
remain forever
was a
hidden
big
within the
escape, though.
darkness of a coffin.
He's...
But my voice...
You mean murder?
Surely you recognize that. What are you talking about? Now, get out at once, or I'll call for the police. It would tax their powers to arrest me. They have no authority in the world to which I belong. No, it can't be. I
Mostly-
see you have
most-
recognized me.
If
should
you were
have
able to
taken
get-
Wilson's
course-
warning, Baldwin, because I'm here. The great Randolph at your service.
Nope.
Oh, it's impossible. That's been said
Don't-
of so many things, hasn't it? But I think I can convince you.
They were having some...
Stay
some-
away. Help!
That
That won't
Mur-
do you any good.
I-
By the time
Fella
anyone
wants to
comes who will have joined me in the world of death.
Sure. There'd be careful.
Nora! Where are you? Nora!
Harry, I could hear you
Feeling
calling all
thirsty?
the way down the hall.
Nora, where have you been?
I just went out to
Yeah,
get the
I
morning
heard it.
papers. Why?
Why? It's happened again.
Not at all.
District Attorney Baldwin has been
Now,
killed.
how about Spence?
But how?
Exactly the same way Mr. Adams was killed, strangled, just at midnight.
Be careful out there.
I think I know the truth now.
What do you mean?
I don't believe it was your father at all. I think it was I that
the
killed
hell
them.
is your problem?
I killed them both. Oh, no, you've got to do it. There's a full moon tonight. You've got to lock me in this apartment.
Oh, but Harry, you couldn't possibly have killed those two men.
I could.
Close.
I was near the scene at both times, and my mind, it wasn't clear.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Oh.
doing it, but don't you see, if I'd been hypnotized, I wouldn't remember.
But, darling, Father couldn't have hypnotized you into committing murder. It's a law of hypnosis. The subject won't do anything he knows is wrong.
I know that, but I can't be sure. I believe that in those few minutes I was with him, somehow Randolph impressed on my mind orders to carry out his vengeance for him.
Oh, darling, I'm sure he didn't. But if you insist, I'll lock you in.
All right. Well, I want you to go now. It might not be safe for you to stay with me.
All right, Harry, I'll go to a movie.
I've got to stay locked in until after midnight. Then even if I am hypnotized, I won't be able to do any harm. You do understand, Nora, don't you?
Oh, of course, darling. I'm sure you're wrong, but I'll do anything you say.
All right, now. Lock me in. And don't you come back until after midnight. Seven. 8. 9. 10. 11. Another hour and then I'll know. Will I? Maybe I'll try to get out and I won't remember it. Or... Telephone. Yes. Hello.
Hi there. Sticking around good.
Randolph.
Say no.
Yes, my boy.
Joe. However,
If
I'm
you could-
glad at
I know
least
he's-
you don't say, no, it's impossible.
Everything get...
No. Where are you, Randolph?
That doesn't matter. I just wanted to warn you. And don't try to interfere with my plans.
But, Randolph, I thought... Hello. Hello. He hung up. That proves that I'm not the one. Then in that case... Yes. That's the only possible answer. I know now what the truth is. Oh, I've got to get out of here. Door. No,
Keep your
I
gun
could break it
handy.
down with an axe. Oh, there's no fire escape, and it's 8 floors down to the street. I have it the superintendent. I can telephone the superintendent,
So
tell him
you're
I'm
planning on
locked,
taking
locked
on-
in, and then he'll come and let me out.
I was planning on sitting... Let me have... Well, everyone does own a gun. Be careful.
Judge Dexter, first Adams died, then Baldwin. Their names were the first two on the great Randolph's list. Your name is third.
And so you think that tonight I'm scheduled to die, huh?
Yes, I'm sure of it.
And you say you warned Baldwin last month just before he was murdered?
I did. And he laughed at me. But he died just the same.
And you're
You
seriously
looking to buy
asking
some
me to
supply?
believe that a dead man, legally executed by
Now
the
just-
state, is walking the streets tonight seeking
You
my
made your
life?
point.
I tell
I
you,
can
he
put-
telephoned me only
And,
half an hour
I'll
ago.
be
I
gar-
recognized his voice.
You know, of course, that your story sounds like the ravings of an insane
Take it
mind.
easy.
I know it. That's why I've kept quiet this last month. I did try to convince the police, the district attorney, and all I got was laughed at. And then
Yes, and yet, obviously, you're in earnest. I don't think you're crazy.
I'm not. For a little while, I thought that I was the killer.
You? How?
I thought that I was under post-hypnotic control, that Randolph had planted in my mind the impulse to kill his enemies. But that phone call proved that I was wrong.
And what do you propose that we do?
If we went to his tomb,
Welcome
perhaps, then we'd learn the truth.
Why, Wilson, what do you want to open Randolph's tomb for?
Don't you see? If we go there and we find
You
Randolph is
got
still in
what?
his coffin, then I'll know that the real murderer is my wife,
take-
Nora. I have the key right here. I'll have the padlock off in a minute.
Well, then hurry. The moon is bright. I'd hate to have anyone see us.
Yes, sir.
A very strange story, a man in my position prowling around a cemetery at midnight.
Oh, but we had to come, Judge. We had to make sure.
Well,
So what's going on?
There. Unlocked it. We can open the vault door now.
Time to look alive. The powder
I'm
game.
rather sorry I paid any attention to you, Wilson. But we're here now, so let's get this thing over with. Now, I'm going in first. But don't forget, I'm armed.
Oh, don't worry about me. There, I've shut the door. Be safe to turn on the flashlight now. There. See? There's the coffin.
That's odd.
What is it, Judge?
The air in here is fresh. This vault has been opened, and very recently.
Then it must have been opened by Randolph.
Oh, nonsense. Open this coffin and I'll prove it. Here. How does it work?
This catch on the side can be operated either from the inside or out. There we are. It's unlocked.
Well, then lift the lid, man. Lift it. What? All right, I'll do it. There. There you are. Now, see? There's your precious Randolph, safe and sound, just as I expected. Quite dead. As he's supposed to be.
Still in his coffin.
Yes, and that proves that it... Wilson, shine your flashlight down on the floor. I just touched a body lying here near the wall.
Body? Oh, it's Nora. She's dead.
I don't think so. Here, give me that light.
Judge,
What happened? Why did you turn out the flashlight?
something knocked it out of my hands. I can't find it.
Because I have it, Harry. That's why you can't find it.
Randolph.
Wilson, what are you saying?
It's Randolph. He's not dead.
Oh, but I am, Harry. But don't let that disturb you. I want to thank you for bringing the judge here to me.
Wilson, where are you? You're trying to play a trick on me?
No, I swear.
He's quite innocent, Judge Dexter. As for Nora, she merely came to make sure I was where I'm supposed to be. Just as you did. When I spoke to her, she fainted.
Wilson, get the door open. We've got to have some light in here.
It's no use, Dexter. I can see in the dark like a cat, and you can't.
No.
I have you now.
No, Judge. No, let go.
You're going to die, Dexter. Executed as you ordered me.
I owe you a huge favor.
Randolph, let me go. I warn you, Randolph. I've got a gun. I'm going to shoot.
You're too late. You're...
Are you all right? Yes. Yes, I am. Now see if you can find the flashlight. Right. I think I've taken care of Mr. Randolph. If it was Randolph.
I think I have it. Yes, here it is. Judge, Randolph's body, it's still in the coffin.
I rather thought it would be.
Harry? Harry, is that you?
Oh, no. You're not hurt?
No, just my head. I came here to see if Father...
We understand, Mrs. Wilson, and then someone hit you.
Yes, from behind. There was someone here in the vault. I just got a glimpse of him, and then he hit me. But who was it?
That's what we're just about to find out. Now, let me have the flashlight, Wilson.
Yes, of course.
I think he fell over here. Now, yes, here he is.
But who is he? He was impersonating Father, but who is he?
Oh, here he's lying on his face. We better turn him over.
Carefully now. He's still breathing. That's it.
Oh, hey, it's Miller, the guard from the penitentiary, the one Randolph said he made a friend of.
Yes, the one who was guarding him just before he was executed.
So that's it. It was Miller. Miller, can you hear me?
What happened?
I'm afraid he's dying.
Before Father was executed, he must have hypnotized this man and ordered him to carry out his fantastic scheme of vengeance.
Oh, it was a trick, but a very cunning trick. By means of hypnosis, Randolph used this man as a tool, even though Randolph himself was dead.
He must have recognized that Miller was unusually susceptible.
I think we'll find that Miller was a psychotic to begin with. Otherwise, Randolph's hypnosis would never have worked. For no normal person can be influenced the way Miller was under any circumstances.
Isn't there anything we can do for him?
No. No, he's gone. And with him, the great Randolph has died, too. For good.
This is the mysterious traveler again. So the great Randolph is dead for good, is he? I wonder. After all, Miller wasn't the only guard Randolph had a chance to talk to. Oh, but he couldn't have hypnotized any of the others. I wouldn't give it another thought if I were you. Unless, of course, you were on the jury that convicted Randolph. In that case... Oh, you have to get off here. I'm sorry. I'm sure we'll meet again. I take this same train every week at this same time.
You have just heard The Mysterious Traveler, a series of dramas of the strange and terrifying. The role of the mysterious traveler is played by Maurice Tarplin. In tonight's cast were Santos Ortega, Richard Coogan, Shirley Blank, and Bill Smith. Original music composed and played by Al Finelli. All characters in this story were fictitious, and any resemblance to actual persons was purely coincidental.
There's blood all over the farm equipment.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning, in the year 2500. On the outskirts of the great city is a large one-story house. In one wing of this house is the laboratory of Dr. Atlee Ferris, who is seated behind an enormous horseshoe-shaped desk, studded with levers and small blinking instrument panels.
Morning, Dr. Ferris.
Good morning, Jack.
I tried to work out those calculations you left as best I could. I hope I have them figured right, sir.
Never mind, I won't be able to use them anyway. I lost the train of thought on that wide pattern we were following.
Oh, it's too bad. Ferris, you were so far advanced on it.
Well, I'm only human, Jack. I'm not a machine. In fact, my humanity practically conspires against me. The level of concentration I need is fantastic, Jack. But I'm not pure brain. There are disturbances, distractions, emotional upheavals.
That's what life is, Dr. Ferris. We can't avoid that.
But if there were pure brain, Jack, a mind that would hold pure thought and nothing else, that would carry out the logical sequence of thoughts into action without any deviation from its purpose, regardless of any distraction or human consideration.
There's no such thing, Dr. Ferris. It would be monstrous.
Perhaps, but it would succeed in its work. Whereas we, because we're human, too often are distracted and fail.
I'd rather fail than be just a brain.
Yes, because you're human. And you won't admit that creatures with a pure brain would be superior to you. Well, back to your work, Jack. I'm just talking to myself anyway. He doesn't understand how limited the human mind is. Yes, that's it. That's what I need. A brain that isn't human. Third audio box entry, July 7th. The first parts for my new project arrived today, and I immediately began assembly. The job is going to be bigger than I expected. My original plans didn't call for motive power, but now I see that everything will be impossible unless there is force of action. Sixth audio box entry, July 20th. Sally is bursting with curiosity. But she knows enough now not to come near my workroom. Perhaps I should prepare her for the fact that we are going to have a, guest.
Does jumping at them with my fists count as ranged? Fine.
Audio box entry, August 27th. This is probably the last report I shall make. There is complete mobility and the concentration chamber has been sealed. Not even I could get it to change a thought once the decision trap is shut. Communicative power is slow, but there is no faltering of expression. The last thing is the will. I shall test that tomorrow. The final test.
I hear something. Is that it, Dr. Ferris?
I ordered it to report to me here in the laboratory at 10 o'clock. What time is it now, Jack?
It's just 10, Dr. Ferris. Is it safe?
We'll know in a moment.
I am here, Master.
Hello there. It's good to see
the most enormous robot I've ever seen.
This isn't just a robot. Inside that enormous metal body is the most advanced electronic brain ever devised. Pure brain. Maximum electronic mentality. That's what we'll call him. Max.
I could think of other names.
The real thing, Jack, is his power of concentration. His will is tied directly to action. He does whatever he decides. Nothing can stop him. Nothing can distract him. His will is as strong as the titanium he's made of. He's perfect, Jack. Perfect.
Yes, he's perfect, Dr. Ferris. Got what you wanted, a brain that isn't human.
Yeah, I wish I'd stayed back.
Think completely without emotions.
Look at Daddy's laboratory, Philip. Isn't it immense?
You can see and hear everything from this control room.
Is that the robot, Mr. Ferris?
Yes, that's Max. Well, what do you think of him?
He's amazing.
He operates himself, Philip. He's not just a robot. He's a thinking machine. He's figuring out the solar energy formula right now. Jack does the manual work.
You mean the man takes orders from the robot?
Jack's not in Max's class when it comes to pure thought.
Oh, Daddy, it's humiliating to take orders from a machine.
Huh? And what's your opinion, you brilliant young physicist, Philip?
Well, as a scientist, Dr. Ferris, I have to admit admiration for your robot, Max. But speaking as a human being, I think I'd resent taking orders from it, too. I mean, having it on a pedestal.
Well, that's where Max belongs. He can do the mental job, and Jack can't. Therefore, Max leads and Jack follows. I'm not interested in your so-called human values. I have no more feelings about them than Max has. The superior always lead the inferior. That's the way it is, and that's the way it has to be.
Dr. Ferris, I can't stand it anymore. I'm not working for you. I'm working for a machine, an iron monster.
Oh, now don't be
He knows it,
foolish.
too. I can feel it. He's cocky, Dr. Ferris. He gloats over us.
Well, that's how you feel, Jack. Max has no emotions. He's just doing a job.
I don't want to be a part of it.
But he's going to succeed, Jack. Max is going to accomplish in a month what you and I have been working on for 3 years. I'm going to fly to the capital tomorrow to report on our progress. You can't quit now. I'm depending on you.
How long will you be away?
Oh, a few days, maybe a week. And the final test of the formula may come while I'm gone. You have to be here.
Well, if we're that close to the end, I suppose I can stick it out.
Fine, fine. Now, if the test should come while I'm gone, I want you to record all the steps on the AudioVox tape recorder.
I'll remember.
Oh, and Jack, there may be some danger. You're going to be trapping the energy of the sun right in the laboratory. Radiation will be intense. Now, be sure you set the thermal drums in back of the solar tube so you can graph the heat measurement. The main thing, of course, is to be positive the formula's correct before you throw the switch.
There's a chance I'll have to figure that. Max makes all the decisions.
Well, that's the one reason I'm not worried about the danger, Jack. You can trust Max. Whatever you think of him, you know that.
I suppose so.
Well, it's important that you believe in him. His mind, Jack, his pure electronic brain will do more for humanity than generations of emotional beings like us.
Home 23.
Home 23.
Omega 1-5.
Omega 1-5.
Thermodyne 2-4.
Thermodyne 2-4.
Set rheostat control.
Set rheostat. Max, that's it. That's the test for solar energy, the final test.
Set rheostat control.
You sure we're ready for it, Max? Let me look over the formula.
Formula is right.
Well, at least let me see it.
Do now.
Now? Is there any reason why we must finish it this afternoon? We've been working all day. I want to look over the formula tonight, tomorrow.
Must finish. Must finish.
All right. Nothing stops you. Let me turn on the AudioVox tape recorder so we can record the steps. Not a chance to get anywhere arguing with the machine. Never tired, no emotions, no feelings. After this test, I'm through. Dr. Ferris will know I'm walking out.
Set rheostat control.
Just a minute.
I'm really very boring. You get better stories out of a Freeside junkie.
Now I'll check the thermal drums. We're graphing.
Set thermal panel.
Check.
Increase. Raise. Thermal 8. Radial flux.
Oh, it's hot. We must be tapping the sun. Look at that control panel spin.
Thermal 10. Radial flux 8. Thermal 12. Radial flux 9.
Max, it's getting too hot. I don't think we can get any more increase.
Thermal 14. Radial flux 10.
No, Max, it won't work. I see it now. We're absorbing too much heat in the tube. We're not channeling out.
Thermal 16.
I'm all for risking
afraid,
my
Max.
life, but I'm a little
afraid.
sensitive about my asshole.
Max is shooting heat rays. Max!
Jack gone. Heat over maximum. Need new formula.
Wonderful, Max, wonderful. It's running on solar energy. With this machine alone, this laboratory model, we could power 100 factories.
Heat too high.
Yes, I checked the thermal drums. The heat is too high, but we can fix that. Take a little work, but we can do it. You have no idea where Jack is?
Jack gone.
Yes, you told me that, but where? Well, I suppose he skipped out. He's been threatening that for a long while. Fine time to do it, though. That's human loyalty for you, and he used to say you couldn't be trusted because you had no feelings. Nothing would stop you from finishing a job. No petty human considerations.
Check audio box.
Yes, good idea, Max. I want to hear the steps in this experiment.
If I had a chance to get anywhere arguing with the machine.
Yeah, that Jack.
Never tired, no emotions, no feelings. After this test, I'm through. Dr. Ferris or no, I'm walking out.
Yeah, just as I thought. Good riddance.
Set rheostat control.
Just a minute.
Nah. I don't want to hear any more of this. Don't worry, Max. I'll get you another assistant. Nobody worthy of you, I'm afraid. Just another human being like Jack. But you'll be able to use his arms anyway, won't you, Max?
Yes, Master.
Look, Sally, I appreciate the chance to work with your father, but I just couldn't take orders from Max.
Philip, I think you're wrong. I really do think that this time you're wrong.
Listen, why do you think Jack quit, Besides, your father never liked me, and this is his opportunity to make a fool of.
But Daddy was very disappointed in Jack. This is your chance to make good in his eyes, patch everything up.
Oh, I don't know.
Besides, the work is so important. You keep telling me yourself how brilliant Daddy is.
Yeah, sure, but...
When this work is completed, Philip, it will mean all sorts of honors.
Will you
for
listen
him.
for a minute?
It can be the making of you as a scientist. Oh, for my sake, take the job.
You make it very hard to refuse.
Then don't refuse, Philip.
Welcome to Mick and Ralph.
I can call Daddy back.
All right, darling. For your sake, call him back.
Now, Philip, the one problem we had was the excess of heat vibration in the thermal tube itself. I checked over Max's new formula to decrease that, and I think he's got it. And I've given him instructions based on that new formula. I want you to follow Max's orders completely. I'm jetting out to the Capitol again with a member of the National Thermal Committee, and I'm sure you can handle the work in my absence.
Well, I don't see why not. The way it looks, I'll only be an extra pair of hands for Max.
Just so. A very apt bit of phrasing, Philip.
Well, Max and I might as well get to work.
Fine. Max will show you how to regulate the thermal drums. Good luck.
I'm afraid we've been keeping you from concluding your experiments, Dr. Ferris, having you report to the Capitol so often.
On the contrary, Dr. Larkin, I'm in the fortunate position of being able to place my work in even more capable hands than mine.
Oh?
I don't suppose you've heard of Max.
Max?
You're looking for guns.
Primary field 23.
All right.
Primary field 23.
Years of graduate.
Secondary field 19.
What do you say?
Coil 64.
Secondary field 19, coil
anytime.
64.
Circumference 20 degrees.
Circumference 20 degrees.
But Ferris, you can't be serious. Rain like that is a monstrosity. It's inhuman.
Of course it's inhuman. That's the grandeur of it. No feelings, no emotions, nothing to distract it. Just pure scientific thought at the service of humanity.
But a thing like that cannot serve humanity, Dr. Ferris. It's wrong somehow.
We've always used mechanical servants, Dr. Larkin. Why, this very jet ship...
Oh, no. Not to make decisions for us. It's a mistake to grant free will to any mind untempered by feelings and emotions. There's something immoral about it.
Oh, but that's just the beauty of it, Dr. Larkin. Precisely because he has no feelings, Max can never make mistakes.
Sorry, I don't believe it. No machine in the world operates to perfection.
But Max isn't a machine. Max is pure brain, self-corrected, undistracted. Here, let me show you. Just look at the perfection of his latest formula.
Lasers, plasma, pistols, grenades.
Ohm 22.
Ohm 22.
Omega 1-4.
Omega 1-4.
Welcome to the atomic rank.
See? So he bases his new rheostat setting on Ohm 22, Omega 1-4.
Omega? Why Omega, Dr. Ferris? Isn't that a similar ratio?
Good Lord. Good Lord.
What's the matter?
Oh, no. Larkin, Max has repeated the same mistake. It's as high a ratio as the other. It'll build heat rather than dissipate it. If Philip goes near the thermal control with that formula, he'll be cremated, burnt to an ash.
Oh, Dr. Ferris, are you sure?
Unfortunately, I'm very sure. That's what happened to Jack. He was... Oh, no. Larkin, I've got to go back. I've got to get back in time. If we don't get there in time, I'll be a murderer, Larkin. You hear? A murderer.
Rheostat control.
Rheostat control.
Thermal panel.
Set thermal panel. Well, Max, this is the big one, isn't it? We're all set to drag in the blazing sun. You know, you're not half bad to work with. After a fellow becomes used to your infernal arrogance.
Set
in what
thermal
currency would...
panel.
And your infernal driving. There. All right, Max, old boy, fire away. We're on to glory.
Increase raise, thermal 8, radial flux 6.
Thermal 8, radial flux 6. Ah, this certainly builds up heat fast.
Thermal 12, radial flux 9.
Thermal 12, radial... Oh.
Thermal 14, radial flux 10.
Thermal 14. Machine's awfully hot, Max. There. Max, listen. I don't know about this. It's getting awfully hot.
Philip, get away from that machine.
Dr. Ferris, what's wrong?
He's shooting thermal rays. You'll be cremated, burned to an ash. Into the control room, quick.
Hey, easy.
Now, stay there. The inso glass walls will shield you.
Thermal 16, radial flux 12.
Goodbye.
Max is going to the thermal panel. I've got to stop him.
Oh, please, Dr. Ferris, you'll be killed yourself.
Now stay in there. Don't come out. Now, Max, listen to me. Your new formula was wrong. Wrong. Don't touch the thermal panel. You'll be destroyed. Stop, Max. Do you hear me?
Not stop until finished.
But not if you've made a mistake. Now stop, Max. Stop.
Dr. Ferris, he can't stop. Nothing will stop him. That's the way you built him. He's only a machine. He has no understanding.
No, he's not just a machine. He's pure brain. He must understand. Now, Max, listen. Your formula is wrong. You'll destroy yourself. Everything you've accomplished will be destroyed with you.
Not
Welcome
stop.
to the New Vegas.
Not stop.
Good Lord. He's found the switch. Dr. Ferris, come in here, quickly!
Oh, the idiot monster! Dr. Larkin was right. It is something immoral, an inflexible electronic brain. No emotions, no soul, no reason. It's my fault, mine.
Dr. Ferris! Look out!
Have a
He's
seat in the
throwing
auto.
the switch, Dr. Ferris!
No, Max, no!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a very interesting time that I have been away from you. While I have been away from you, I had an amazing experience. We will bring in General Johnson James in just a moment to tell you about. I left the air, as you know, and I was driving home one night. Suddenly, I saw what looked like a light. Now, General Jameson, I know you're on the other line.
Yes, I am. All right, I'm right here.
Okay. It looked as if it was coming from the east, approximately, I would say, at the speed of light, if less, with a warp drive engine. And a flying saucer landed in the roadway just ahead of me.
Was it cylindrical? I must know.
It was cylindrical.
All right, thank you, God. I can begin my calculations.
All right, General, but listen to this.
Yes.
Coming out of a trap door were two beings.
Can you describe them?
Yes, they were about 5'8". They were green, but they were female. They looked humanoid.
All right.
And I wanted to make that very clear. They were green humanoid with blonde, almost platinum blonde hair, and sort of a Miss Clairol flip. Kind of a...
Was it a page boy?
Yeah, a little bit of a curl. A Sandra de curl. Well, naturally, they invited me into the spaceship. Or was I abducted? I don't know. I have very faint memories. But what I'm about to tell you, General Jameson...
I think I know.
You do?
I think I do, but go ahead.
Is amazing. I was invited into a lounge area. There was music playing. I naturally sat down at a booth and ordered something to drink, and before I went in, I went to the cigarette machine and got a pack of Pall Malls. I sat down in this booth area in the flying saucer.
What kind of music were they playing?
It was a kind of a, if I can remember, it was a synthesized version of I Am a Rock.
Oh, Simon and Garfunkel.
Yes. And anyway, I was there, and she invited me into her quarters. This
green girl with the platinum hair.
Yes, this alien. Female alien. Well, I have got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, listening to me, coast to coast and around the world on shortwave, those of you listening in the Caribbean and, of course, south of the...
Oh, will you come on and tell us?
Okay. We went into the room and engaged in what I believe to this day to be the most fulfilling interpersonal relation that I have ever had with any human being. It was delightful. Stars lit up in the skies. It was a moment that I will savor forever. The most torrid, passionate, and yet elevated and spiritual experience that I've ever had with any female in my life. And General Jameson, she came from another planet.
I knew it. I knew that was her. What was her name?
Her name was Venetia X9.
That's the one. Yep, that's the one.
And oh, so you do know her?
I do.
Okay. The problem, though, the story doesn't end there.
All right.
The problem is since that encounter, it burns when I pee, and I've got a green stain down there.